Okay, so let's see how to change this image. So to change a lot of things on the page, we're going to start by just clicking the customize button here. So I'm going to be showing you how to change a lot of stuff, but first let's change the logo here. So if I move my mouse around here, sometimes there'll be things to change. So I can click the edit icon on here, and now I can just click change image, and I'll drag in my logo. So we'll actually drag in both images. So now we have both types that we can try out. We'll do the white one. I'll just do choose image. Okay, so now it's the M for Monday. And I can zoom in and out on this page. If I zoom out, we can see the rest of this menu here. And if we zoom in, it goes to this hamburger menu. And just so you know, this menu is actually this line down here. So if I just, this phone number, we don't want that. So if I do remove element to this button, it should remove that phone number there. But I still want the site title and logo, and I still want this menu up here. And we can also make other changes, like we can actually kind of change the size of the logo with this here. We'll make it smaller like that. Okay, now that we have the logo done that we like, I'm just going to click publish to basically save that logo. So there are different ways to edit different parts of the page. So I just showed you the customize button where it's going to change some stuff, but you can see I cannot change this part of the page. To change this part of the page, we're going to have to use Elementor. So basically, if there's stuff that's the same on every page, like this menu could be the same on every page, there could be a footer here. This stuff does not use Elementor. Oh, and there's one more logo here. So let's update this logo. And we'll insert our dark one. And while we're here, we can remove this. We're going to be updating this more later. So go back to publish. So the header and the footer are with customize, but most of the page is going to be with edit with Elementor. So that's what we're going to go into now. Edit with Elementor. And this is where we can start making some real changes to our page. So we're going to start changing this text. Is it Monday? I'm going to close this structure thing right here. The structure can help us access different parts of the page. So we can change the text, and we can also change a lot of other things about the text. Like we can change the alignment, we can change the typography, the stroke, if there's a shadow. We can go to advanced, and we can change the margin. And just so you know, these pink lines, these are not going to display on the page. Those are just to help you identify the different sections when you're editing. But you can see there's all these different things that you can change about the text and the layout. But what I want to do is change this background image. So I'm going to click these 6 little dots right up here. And now I can edit this container, because we don't need an outdoor feel for this page now. So go to Style, and now here is where we can choose a new image. Now I'm just going to upload a few files that we'll use in our page. Now I just made these images because I thought they would kind of look nice for what we were going for in our page. And I'm going to select this hero image. So this is like an abstract with like clocks and stuff back here. And I thought it kind of went with what we were doing. And later I'll show you how to actually make it dynamically say if it's Monday or not. But first, let's learn more about how to make customizations to this page. So let's see how to make more changes on this page. I'm going to scroll down, and we're just going to make adjustments to the different sections of the page to make it go along with our plan for the page. So our services, I'm going to change this to be features. And then if I want, I could change this. So basically everything in the page we can click on and change over here. So I can change the width, I can change the style, I can change the alignment, I can add an element, And then you can just go to the different sections on the side here to change every single element. Now I'm going to look at these 3 columns. Now, we could go through and change each image, and we could choose a new image, and then we can go and change all this text, the text that we want to do. I actually want to change this section so there are 4 columns instead of 3. So there's a few ways to do this. We can just right click and do add new container. And then we'll see this container down here. If we click plus, then we can actually select the layout. Like I could select this, that we're going to do a grid, and then I could change the number of columns. I could change the number of rows. So that's one way to do this. Or I can click this, and I'm going to right click here and click duplicate. So now we have 4 different columns here. And this one that we created, we don't need that anymore. So I can right click and go to delete. So now I'm going to update this so we have these 4 different sections here. But for my purposes, instead of using these images, I'm going to put an emoji. So I'm going to click this image and then just press delete. Click this image, press delete. And then I'm going to change every heading into an emoji. Now you can do this any way you want based on what your page is. Now, obviously, depending on the type of site you're going to make, you're going to do things a little different. So I want this emoji to be bigger. We're still using the image box that's in there, which includes an image, a title, description, but we're not using the image. We do want to increase the size of the title. So I'm going to go to Style, Content. So I'm going to click the Edit button for the style, for the title, and then we can change the size. So we'll make this to 100, and then we're going to center it, and then we can change the text. So do 100% accurate Monday detection. And then I'll just go through and change all these other ones. Okay, all these features are done, so we can keep going down, and we can continue to update every section. And remember, if you click the 6 dots, then it's going to be editing this full container. You see the red line around it. And then you can make changes to the layout, the style, and then some advanced things. But we're just going to update the quote here. Okay, we're going to imagine we had one of our users give us a quote about the page, and then we can come over and change this about page, about a section. Again, we can update any section we want. We can edit containers, we can add new containers, and we can add any kind of container we want for what we want our page to be like. So I'm just going to go through and update this image here. So it matches our style that we're going with. And we can make changes to this text. And see, I just accidentally moved it. I can just do Control or Command Z to undo here. And I can actually edit the text here, or I can edit it over on this sidebar. So I'm just going to paste in some new text here. And I kind of want this About Us to be a little bigger. So I'm going to click on this, go to Style, and I can align it differently. I can change the text color. I can change the typography. But I'm going to make it bigger by going into typography and then just increasing the size. Okay, and then to find out more, if I click here, we can see that it's not linking to any page right now. If you see this hash mark or pound sign, that means it's just like an empty link. But we want it to go to our full About page. So I want it to go to the About page. So if I just start typing, I can now click the About page, and then I'll put the full URL there, and we'll have to update that later. We can do other things to the button, and we can change what the text in the button is. We can change the styling. Let's say we want to change the color. We can basically make any changes we want about the button. Okay, let's move on here, down here. So for this next section, we can, if we want to, we can just click this X to delete it, Or if we wanted to, we could add a new section. If I click the plus button, it's going to add a new section right up here. And if we add a new section, we can click the plus and then choose what type of layout. And then once we choose a layout, we can add different types of widgets. I can add you can see the heading widget, the image widget, a video. If we want to add a video, we could add a map. There's all these different sections that we can add to our page, depending on what we want. But actually right now, we're not even going to add anything. We are going to make this link to our contact page. So I'm going to change this text. And then I'll link this to our contact page. And then we just want to update the background image. So we'll click here. And sometimes, again, you just have to click things until you find the right option that you're trying to change. And now with this background image, let's change our font color. So I'm at edit heading, style, and then text color. And then I can just choose the color I want. And then I'm going to go to this text, and then I can go to style. And you may have to kind of play with this to make sure the contrast looks good. Like I would say the contrast could be better. There's different things you can help with that, to help with that, like I can add a text shadow. So I'm going to just go through and kind of just make some changes to this text shadow. And I like that, so I'm going to add a text shadow to the other stuff too. And while we're at it, we'll just add the text shadow to this other text. And if we want to, we can add other sections to the page, but we're just going to skip that for now. And let's publish and save everything to see what it looks like live right now. So I'm just going to click publish, and then we can go to view page. Okay, looking pretty good so far. We have our features, we have our about us section, questions. And so let's go through and make some additional changes. Our next thing is we're going to make it actually tell if it's Monday or not. So let me go back to Edit with Elementor. And I'm going to delete this button. So I showed you how to add a new container. Now let me show you how to add a new section. You can open this structure panel by going to pressing Command or Control I, or you can right click somewhere and go to where it says structure. And you can see we have a container, and inside the container there's 3 headings in the text editor. So here's 1 heading, 2 headings in the text editor. And then this is a container. You can see this one that has this container, and it has each section. So there's this container, which is right here. So basically this is going to be the structure of our entire site. Now,